A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure as always to have you join us on another exciting episode of Almond Finance and Wealth Report, your source for all the latest happenings in the world of business. My name is Lucy Nyambi. On the lineup this week, we join Faith and her guest on the town hall for their discussion on third-party motor insurance, compulsory but how effective, especially against the background of renewed media campaign of the Insurance Publicity Committee. The VIO, FRSC, and the police are all set to share their experiences on enforcement. It's no holds barred as always. Do take a listen.
It's necessary for we that is enlightened to educate the road users who are using the vehicle, because ignorant is another thing I'm saying to some of the drivers. That is why sometimes we are checking, you let them know the reason of obtaining that insurance.
On this edition also, we will bring you highlights from the 2023 PENCOM Journalist Workshop in Lagos, held under the theme Transforming Service Delivery in the Pension Industry, Strategies for Improving Efficiency and Customer Satisfaction at the Zen Garden, Ikeja. The annual event by PENCOM is aimed at intimating journalists about the activities of the Commission for better reportage. As always, journalists turned out in their numbers for the event. Let's check out excerpts. Plus all the other extras we bring you on the program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the lineup. Details in just a moment. Please stay with us.
Hello. It's been a rough few months, I know. You've just bought a car and 2 weeks ago you accidentally hit someone else in traffic. Now you've had to pay your mechanic to fix both cars. Then the other day, you get stopped by the authorities for incomplete papers, and now you've had to pay a heavy fine. Tough. Now you've parked your car at home, and the fear of something happening has stopped you from enjoying your car and living your best life. But what if I told you I have a solution for you? Ever heard of third-party motor insurance? Well, it's simple. For only a small premium payment of 15,000 naira, you get a massive shield of coverage of up to 3 million naira that protects you from unexpected accidents to other road users. Small premium, big coverage.
Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve and get your third-party motor insurance today for only 15,000 naira. This message is sponsored by the Insurers Committee of NICOM. For more information or complaints on non-settlements of claims, please visit www.nicom.gov.ng or www.nigeriainsurance.org.
Nomination is now open for the 2023 Almond Insurance Industry Awards in the following categories: Life Insurance Company of the Year, General Insurance Company of the Year, Reinsurance Company of the Year, Insurance Broking Company of the Year, Loss Adjusting Company of the Year, Micro/Takaful Insurance Company of the Year, Insurance CEO/Personality of the Year, Reinsurance CEO/Personality of the Year, Trade Association of the Year, Insurance Broker of the Year, Insurance Live Achievers Award of the Year, Insurance Brokers Live Achievers Award of the Year. To nominate, please go to our website www.almondinsuranceindustry.awards.com. Email almondinsuranceindustry.awards@gmail.com or almondproduction@gmail.com or call 0803-335-7879 or 0812-362-4081. Nomination closes 31st August 2023.
A very warm welcome to you. It's a pleasure to have you join us on the Insurance Industry Town Hall this week. I am your host, Faith Ugwode is my name. On the town hall this week, we'll be looking at a very topical issue that's germane to every Nigerian that's using motor vehicle on the road. That's talking about the third-party motor insurance, which is made compulsory by law. But we are asking this morning on the town hall, The third-party motor insurance is compulsory, but how effective is it in Nigeria? All right. As I said, the third-party motor vehicle insurance is made compulsory by law. But how effective would you say by way of compliance by majority of Nigerians? Let me start with Engineer ADEBAYO.
People take it as a legal binding, and as I'm talking to you, people are over there, people that have just, purchased or bought their vehicles. They attach importance to it, and they fully aware that it is a matter of most. They must apply for it, and it must go with their documents before they can put the car on the road. It is very, very important that people are applying for that auto vehicle insurance before they use their vehicle.
Okay, Officer Charles.
Actually, when you buy a vehicle newly, you cannot just put the vehicle into road without bringing all those documents in. The documents are necessary, but the fact remains the same is that our society today, we are not obeying the laws. We go about our normal duties, money, everything, but we're putting it back that we're supposed to abide by the law and equally go through the process of getting this document because it is necessary as a road user.
All right, Mr. Beatty.
When you look at the National Road Traffic Regulation 2012, Section 139, subsection 1 talked about that no uninsured vehicle should be used on a Nigerian road. Uninsured vehicle should not, and not just any road, public roads. Private roads, that'll be okay, but on any public roads, that law says, that's National Road Traffic Regulation, Section 139, that every vehicle that want to apply the public road must get their vehicle insured, either by the third party, which is important, which is compulsory, or the comprehensive, and that's what the law says. And we are being guided in the FRSC by that act, and again we have the FRSC Act 2007. Those are the two laws that we're working with, in FRSC. Okay, now most people believe that from what we hear that the third-party motor insurance that is compulsory, it's popularly called police let my police let my people go. That it's compulsory, but people don't see it as that. They just see it as the paper that you get so that police won't disturb you on the road. And when the men of Engineer ADEBAYO sees you on the road, they will give you tickets. And when ABITI and his men and his team sees you on the road, they won't give you tickets. Where I'm going is, people do not attach much importance to it as they should be, because it is made compulsory by the law of Nigeria.
To you, it may look like that, but from the law perspective, they fully aware that it is their duty to obtain insurance, cover before they put the vehicle on the road. Because of our time, if I take you through traffic rules repealed from 2012, Lagos State, you will see that it forms major part of the document that we check on the road. And anybody that fails to comply, the significant fine can be found also in the same law, Schedule 3, which, you know, spell it out clearly, the amount of fine for such, you know, person. So it is a must. They may be playing with the law in some state, but as I'm telling you, in Lagos State, they can, you know, play with it. It is a must. They must attach at least minimum third-party insurance to their vehicle particulars anytime they put their vehicle on the road.
Okay, Engineer Charles, Officer Charles.
Thank you very much.
Yes, would you say that people, because you hear it, I'm sure you've heard it before, that the third party motor insurance is police, let my people go. So, would you say people really attach much importance to it as something that is even beneficial to them?
Like earlier said, it is important, it is must for every road user to have that document. That is why we policemen, the first paper we ask is insurance. And we back it up that you must get that insurance before applying road. If your own is expired, you go about to road safety or whosoever that issued for them to issue. And that is all.
Okay, now recently it was said that Lagos State have over 15 million vehicles on the road, but only 3 million out of the 15 million is insured. Now, would you say that operators, those driving the insurance industry, have done enough in educating the populace as regard the benefits of them having insurance on their vehicles?
Well, I would say no, in the sense that we still have most drivers today that, you know, when you check their papers, they don't really have this insurance cover, either probably comprehensive or the third party, in the sense that the insurance, they are marketers, they've not done much. And I think where they can improve, it has to do with partnering with the law enforcement agency. Like we have the V.I.O, ADEBAYO, and the FRSC, even with the police. Like in FRSC, like this year, one of our strategic goals is it has to do with education and enlightenment of the motoring public. So we have a lot of park advocacies, companies that this insurance organization can partner with us, you know, to actualizing this purpose. Before you know it, more drivers will be aware, and even organizations, you know, will be aware of the insurance policies and they can key into it, because a lot of advantages are there. The comprehensive, even in schools, we have some public and private schools that have buses now, school buses. From that section 113 of the National Travel Regulation 2012, it talked about the comprehensive insurance, even for the school buses, even though the minimum is the third party. Yeah. We still have a lot of schools that don't really know the relevance of this. So the insurance company partnering with FRSC or with the V.I.O or the police, the law enforcement agency is going to make more meaning, and more drivers company will be aware about the benefits. And before you know it, there will be a lot of improvements, you know, on insuring the insurance papers, you know, for the
Mr. Biti, sorry to cut into your thoughts. Now, for school buses that do not have, most of them, as you said, we all know, they do not have this insurance policy in place, and yet they use these vehicles to carry school children. But where I'm going to is, when you guys are on the road as enforcement officers, do you ever bother to check those school vehicles?
We do check that, and it's, you know, it's one of our priorities to keep our children safe on the road. We check everything about, you know, that is that are necessary on that school buses, because we know that they are the leaders of tomorrow, and the vehicle that are conveying them on the roads must be roadworthy and intact at any time. I want to let you know as well that for every vehicle registered in Lagos State, apart from other insurance company on NIIDD platform, we still have auto insure that that form a must with vehicle registration or vehicle documentation that comes out with it. It is on this auto reg platform that the owner we apply for auto insurance, which of course saying that 3 million vehicles are registered automatically. If they pass through auto reg system, definitely all of them will have insurance policy.
Welcome back. Moving on, we now bring you highlights of the PENCOM Journalist Workshop in Lagos. This annual interaction with the media has remained a veritable platform for better understanding of the contributory pension scheme, which has changed the narratives of retirees in Nigeria, as PENCOM assets now stands at 16.76 trillion. Very impressive. Happy viewing.
The National Pension Commission, PENCOM, recently put together its 2023 Journalist Workshop at the Zen Garden, Isaac John, GRA, Ikeja, Lagos. The theme was Transforming Service Delivery in the Pension Industry, Strategies for Improving Efficiency and Customer Satisfaction. In attendance were management staff of the Commission, representatives of PENOM, pension and labor correspondents, as well as business editors. Welcoming participants to the workshop on behalf of the Director General of PENCOM, Alhaji Abdulkadir Dahiru, Head Corporate Communications Department, PENCOM, noted that the annual event continues to create avenues for learning about happenings in the pension landscape. The first paper of the workshop focused on enhancing customer service in the pension industry, PENCOM's new strategic plan. Presenter was Mr. Ikeja, Head Consumer Protection Department, PENCOM. In his presentation, Mr. Chidebere noted that most of the complaints of contributors and retirees still borders on non-remittance by employers, accrued rights, etc.
The areas, as I said, is just these issues deal with mainly pension payouts, multiple PIN registrations that need to be resolved, and then complaints about employers not paying the right pension or not even paying at all. These are the major areas. But the one, then of course, the accrued rights, those are the one that it's constantly coming. But recently, because up until 2 days ago, we had a communication from NIMSI, because for you to do any of these payout or requests with your RSA, you must have been recaptured. So that will also, I'm also trying to answer some other else questions. So if whatever you're doing with your PFA and you have not been recaptured, and recaptured we need to validate your data with NIMSI. NIMSI for some reason wasn't online for the past 2 or 3 weeks. So lots of issues came on that, but we got a communication from our National Data Bank yesterday that they've resolved issues with NIMSI. So in all the issues, because all the issues we had last one, we are really about it. So I don't expect much of issues on data recapture and data validation.
The second paper of the workshop focused on strengthening regulatory oversight for improved service delivery in the pension industry. Presenter was Alhaji Abdulkadir Dahiru of the Corporate Communication. In his presentation, Mr. Dahiru stated that it is impossible for pension funds to be stolen under the contributory pension scheme.
This is a major control, and is actually a very important pillar of the system in Nigeria, meaning that unlike a bank where you go and open an account and save money and deposit money, and they can invest the money and whatever, and anytime you need your money you go and take it. For PFAs, even though you register with a PFA and they are in charge of your contributions, by law they cannot keep the money, i.e. they must give that money to a custodian, a separate entity that is also licensed by PENCOM, and that entity will hold those funds in trust, and that's the custodian. And the custodian cannot on its own decide to invest money or to do anything with those funds. They are just gatekeepers. Okay, this is in safe custody, they take and keep. When you return, they give it back to you. Or when you say, okay, I have purchased something, when the people give you evidence of that purchase I have made, you pay them. So when you buy shares or you buy certain investment instrument, when the broker has executed the transaction and maybe your CSCS position has been credited, they come to the custodian and said, I have bought so shares on behalf of so PFA, and this is the evidence. Your account with so CSCS has been credited, pay me, and they pay. Meaning that it is not possible for your PFA to take your money and disappear with it, because the money does not reside with them. They don't have any, there is no account that any PFA MD will sign and give anybody a check.
The last paper of the workshop was on improving accessibility and service delivery in RSA mortgage financing. Presenter was Mr. Oguche Aguda, CEO, P.R.O. In his presentation, Mr. Aguda explains how contributors can use part of their RSA for mortgage purposes. According to him, qualifying for a mortgage loan is the sole responsibility of the RSA holder and the mortgage bank.
In terms of qualifying for a mortgage loan, the PFA and PENCOM, they don't have any part to play in the relationship between you and the mortgage bank or the commercial bank. You have to qualify for a mortgage on your own merit. So you go to, you see a house you like, again, we'll go back to the 30 million. So the mortgage bank will say, okay, 10%, 3 million. The mortgage bank will say, okay, your PFA can give you, but 30 minus 3, 27. They will give you a loan of 27. So they will check your pay slip. They will check how old you are. Can you be able to pay that 27 million over a number of years? That is between you and the mortgage bank, eligible. One other thing, you know, we've been talking about data recapture. This is where it's very important. You cannot access this if you've not recaptured your data, because we need to know that you are the person that you say you are, like has been said all through the morning. Very important. So this is one of the reasons why we are saying people should go to their PFAs to capture, because this will mean you can now access mortgage.
The high point of the event is the interactive session where journalists are given opportunity to ask questions.
Contributors are complaining. They are saying that all the laws surrounding the CPS is good though, but it is somehow anti-contributors. Because the funds, what they are complaining that the funds are so protected to the extent that it is pretty difficult for them to access the fund.
When the transfer system was open, the commission told us that they will be publishing a PFA performance record, at least quarterly. And looking at your website, just as you alluded, I observed that it was only done once. And the record that is there is 2018 to 2019. We are saying people are moving. And the intention was that for people to move, they must look at the performance of the PFAs. And if PENCOM is not actually updating, and that's why you see people moving, because A move, B want to move. How do we actually know the performance of this organization if this record is not updated?
There is no doubt that the contributory pension scheme remains a huge source of investable long-term funds in the Nigerian economy today, as current assets stands at 16.76 trillion naira as of June 2023. While this is very impressive, Many are calling on PENCOM to, however, give the regulation a human face to ensure that retirees get what is due to them effortlessly at the time of retirement.
Hello. It's been a rough few months, I know. You've just bought a car and 2 weeks ago you accidentally hit someone else in traffic. Now you've had to pay your mechanic to fix both cars. Then the other day, you get stopped by the authorities for incomplete papers, and now you've had to pay a heavy fine. Tough. Now you've parked your car at home, and the fear of something happening has stopped you from enjoying your car and living your best life. But what if I told you I have a solution for you? Ever heard of third-party motor insurance? Well, it's simple. For only a small premium payment of 15,000 naira, you get a massive shield of coverage of up to 3 million naira that protects you from unexpected accidents to other road users. Small premium, big coverage.
Enjoy the peace of mind you deserve and get your third-party motor insurance today for only 15,000 naira. This message is sponsored by the Insurers Committee of NICOM. For more information or complaints on non-settlements of claims, please visit www.nicom.gov.ng or www.nigeriainsurance.org.
That's our time on the program this week. I do hope you've enjoyed every moment spent with us. Join us again next week for another exciting package. But in the meantime, feel free as always to connect with us on all our social media platforms. If you missed any part of the program, please go to our YouTube channel, Almond Finance TV. Subscribe and see tons of interesting conversations and events from both the local and international scene. My name is Lucy Yambi. Until next time, it's goodbye.